Okay, seems like we're good now. I tried I tried launching the game like a couple seconds ago, but the said I had a bad connection to the internet. So the only thing we missed out is a very groovy intro with the Trickster, because right now it's his tome. I'm gonna turn the game a little bit down. I think we're good now. All right. Let's turn it graphics ultra because we want to see it in full quality, don't we? I hope the stream catches up. I hate seeing that little circle go round and round. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, so actually let's start off with Survivor. So new Survivor. Oh, they gave you a better portrait. They gave you a worse portrait. Yours is the same, you're worse, and everyone else is the same. Cool. Why? You look... Jonah Vasquez, you look like a pimp. Alright, let me refresh this page so I know that I'm live and shit. Or that it's catching up. Because it's being a little slow behind. So, Jonah Vasquez, why do you have a card? No, that's a... What is that? It's a hard drive? Why do you have that with you? Okay then. Whoa! Look at that lore. Look at all of it. Wow. Wow. Alright, so... I feel like I might get a Survivor game quicker. So, I'm gonna try playing Survivor first. Get this guy up to level 10 at least, if I can. Let's queue up over at it. So let's play Survivor first. Oh, we got it one. Cool. Wow, I really should have read his perks. I thought it would take longer. Oh, look at that. Alright, so let's just take time to try and read it. Overcome. You've calculated how much energy you can risk to expend. When you are injured, you retain the movement speed bonus for 2 seconds longer. Ooh, shit. Become exhausted. Overcome causes exhausted for 6 seconds. Corrective action. You quickly analyze problems and correct others' work when they make a mistake. You start the trial with 1 token. You gain token up to 5 for every great skill check. When a survivor fails a skill check while cooperating with you, 1 token is consumed and their failed skill check becomes a good one. I feel like I'll need that for some of my friends. When it seems like your number is up, you consider ways to recalculate the odds. Press the hold ability button near a dull totem to bless it and create a boon totem. Soft chimes ring out. Shit. I don't even have any perks. Okay, let me try being a bit more, Okay. I wasn't expecting to get a queue so fast. So, I feel like I should have, stopped. I should have stopped, read the perks first, assigned them, and then maybe moved on to killer and read what they do. Who knows? Most likely it's going to be the killer is called the Artist, and I don't know anything about them other than they look very much like a Hagraven from Skyrim. And this is probably going to be my first ever game with them. But the two perks I did see, overcome, it extends the hit. It extends the speed when you get hit by 2 seconds, the duration of it. The other one, whenever you have tokens. Oh shit, it's a new map. Oh, cool. Cool. This shit looks awesome. Shit. Can I run on this? No. This looks fucking cool. This map looks awesome, dude. Okay, so yeah, I have no perks right now. I really should have gotten it. Is that her? What was that? I saw some little effects. Did you guys see that? What the fuck are you? What the fuck? What the shit? Holy bejesus. Let's get this done. Get the fuck away from her. She looked like... Oh, I hate you. She looked like the fucking spider mother, or the other mother from Coraline. Someone made it. Holy hell, dude. Christ. That's that new perk. That icon on the bottom right. That's the new perk that I know about. What is that? What's this? I assume this is her power. This doesn't have it. Oh shit. What the fuck are you? What? What the fuck? You are strange. You are so weird. I don't think it's good. Or whatever. Or maybe, actually, yeah, it was fine. But look at you, God. You also kind of look like Delilah Caldwin from Dishonored. She summoned a bird. Thank you, man. Thank you, me. Crap. Heal me. Okay, you can't walk around that? You good? That was weird. Wow, my stream is very behind. I hope it's okay. Fuck. It'll catch up. But god damn. This place looks fascinating. It's like a desert, almost. But it's all inky. Are we inside a painting? What the? What is this? Can she see me if I'm like this? I didn't read her power yet. Okay, yeah, after this game, after this first game, I really need to just take a second and read. There she is. Weird icon on his head. That one's done. This ink reminds me of like a painting. I think we're getting a painting. Looks like purgatory. What the hell? What the hell was that? I think I saw her move. This map is so visually interesting. Hey, totem. Let's go to the tower. I did not see a single gate. Kindred, okay. Saw that. I don't know what I saw, but I saw it. This is a far range for a boon totem, I think. Canvas. Nailed it. Lag. Sorry about that, there was some serious lag there. Just picking her up. She's picking him up. This man's out and then just leave. He saw that. Escape. Alright, let's just get the hell out of here. Me? I don't like this bright purple for you though. No, we're gonna open this first. Now for those blood paths. I'm looking at my stream right now, and it looks like I just started the game, but I'm already at the ending now. Alright, you can leave, but I'm out. Wow. Alright, so blind playthrough. Interesting. That was a blind playthrough. Whenever my stream decides to catch up. Alright, so now we're actually going to read it through. Alright. So, first survivor perk. Overcome. You retain the movement speed bonus for 2 seconds longer after getting hit. But this is an exhaustion perk, and exhaustion status effect lingers for 60 seconds, so no other exhaustion perks can be used. Right. Right. Corrective action. You start the trial with 5 tokens and gain 1. No, you start the trial with 1 token, and every great skill check you can gain an additional up to 5. Whenever someone else fails a skill check, their bad skill check becomes a good one. So you correct their mistakes, sort of. Alright, this is the one I didn't read yet. Boon Exponential. Press and hold the ability button near a dull or hex totem to bless it. Yeah. All survivors within the boon totem's range recover 90% faster and can completely recover from the dying state. I think boon should not be a thing in this game. That is so much. That's really strong, dude. Well, actually, correction. That is strong with something else. That is strong with perks that let you recover faster already, like Unbreakable. Or Flip-Flop even, from Ash's perk. That is strong with other things. On its own, I would say it's actually kind of okay. Maybe nerf the faster speed a bit though. We'll get into his lore the next time we play a Survivor game, which should be soon. So we had something to read up on. Alright, now the fun part. The killer. The artist. The bitch I just fought and I know nothing about. Alright, here she is. She looks stunning. Oh, fuck. Look at her fucking neck. God, look at her. Well, I won't lie, you do look pretty interesting. She's missing hands, she's just got ink for them instead. Alright. We'll get to your lore too later, because you, I know for a fact, are going to take a while to, you know, to queue up for. So, let's read her power first. Birds of Torment. From a wellspring of eternal agony comes a swarm of darkness, a wild and ferocious murder of ink black crows. Press and hold the power button to charge Birds of Torment. Once fully charged, tap the attack button to summon a dire crow. Once the power is charged, summon a dire crow. You can repeat the action quickly, but continuously holding down the power button and tapping attack button again. Okay, that I don't really get. I'm gonna have to play it to understand what it means, but okay. When at least one dire crow is summoned, it stays idle for a limited time. Spawning a new dire crow will extend the time, and previously spawned dire crows stays idle. I think those were the bird heads from my blind gameplay. Tap the ability button to propel the dire crows into flight. Dire crows can inflict damage for a short distance when flying. This is indicated to the killer by the dire crow's flight path. Once a dire crow continues past the flight path, it will no longer inflict damage, but can now pass through any obstacles and reveal nearby survivors using killer instinct. In this phase, dire crows will create a swarm around survivors they hit, allowing the killer to see the swarm's aura on the survivor. Yeah, I thought so. The survivor can repel the swarm by completing the repel action or entering a locker. During this time, the swarm's aura is not shown to the killer. The survivor being swarmed will receive damage if hit by a second dire crow. Okay, so what it seemed like to me was that you summon a crow, and up to a distance it will fly and hurt you. But if it continues beyond that distance, then it can just go through walls. And if it hits someone through a wall, or at all really, they have to complete an action to repel the crows that now swarm them. So she's kind of like a recon killer. Very strange. Alright, but it's DBD, so the most important thing about you is the perks. Okay. Grim Embrace. Your act of servitude to the entity has not gone unnoticed. Each time a survivor is hooked for the first time, you gain a token. Upon reaching 4 tokens, Grim Embrace activates. So once you hook each survivor once. The entity blocks all generators for 20 seconds, and the obsession's aura is revealed to you. Wow. That's pretty good, actually, I think. So once you hook each survivor once, then all generators are blocked for 20 seconds, and you see the obsession's aura for 4 seconds. So a little bit of stall, and a little bit of recon. Good. Good. Very adequate. Scourge Hook, Pain Resonance. I've been wanting more Scourge Hook perks, so this is nice. At the start of the trial, up to 4 random hooks are charged or changed into white hooks. Yeah, we know that. Anytime a survivor is hooked on a Scourge Hook, the generator with the most progress explodes, instantly losing 9% progress and will start to regress. Survivors repairing the generator will scream, revealing the location. That's also pretty good. This one is probably better than the last one. Yeah. That's pretty good, honestly. It's pretty good. That's a pretty nifty slowdown perk. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, Hex Pentimento. I don't know what that word means. But you reveal the true power of the totems hidden within the remains. You see the aura of destroyed totems. You can perform a ritual on a destroyed totem to resurrect it as a rekindled totem. The more rekindled totems that exist, the greater their effect. 1 rekindled totem reduces survivor's repair speed by 20%. Holy shit. 2 rekindled totems reduce survivor's healing speed by 20%. That'll counter Boon Circle of Healing. 3 rekindled totems reduces survivor's recovery speed from being downed by 20%. That's okay. Nothing too bad, nothing too good. And it counters the most recent perk with, I already forgot his name, the newest survivor. Nothing bad. 4 rekindled totems reduces survivor's exit gate opening speed by 20%. Nice. 5 rekindled totems, all totems are blocked by the entity. When a rekindled totem is removed, its remains are consumed by the entity. When a rekindled totem is removed, its remains are consumed by the entity. Oh, right. So you can no longer use that again. Right. Alright, so this is a Hex perk, so it is going to be applied to adult totem from the start of the match, like we all know with Hexes. And so long as that thing stays up, so long as that Hex stays up, and so long as that, okay, I'm sorry, I keep having to go back. So long as that Hex stays up, and any other totems that have been cleansed, not blessed, cleansed, you gain a stack like this. Well, you have to perform the rekindle action on that thing. But wait, how are you supposed to find them? You see the aura of destroyed totems. Okay. Alright, so I'm trying to coherently state what this does. A Hex totem will be selected from the start of the match. So long as that never gets cleansed, any other Hex totem that gets cleansed, you can rekindle them, and 1 reduces their repair speed, Second reduces their healing speed. Third reduces their recovery speed. 4 reduces their exit gate opening speed, and 5 blocks all totems, probably including hex totems. All totems, so probably hex totems as well. But does that also apply to boons? Okay, so this is probably the most interesting perk. This perk sounds very interesting, just because it does a multitude of things, but it's all very specific on how it happens. I think I can clearly understand where this is going. I like this perk, but I don't know how strong it is, because A, hexes can be found almost instantly sometimes, and B, some survivors may not just want to cleanse. So the value of this perk is determined on if survivors choose to cleanse. And the only time they really choose to cleanse it is if it's a hex perk or they have a perk for it. I like this perk, but I don't know how strong it's going to be. I don't know how much value you're going to get around it because it's so specific. I can't help but like it though, like I said. This is just a slowdown, which I like. This is a slowdown with a little bit of recon. So I would say I like all her perks. I like all her perks. A little bit of slowdown, a little bit of recon, a lot of slowdown, and something a little wacky and situational. Okay, my stream, since I said it was behind, is now I'm now just seeing the end of my blind playthrough. So, okay. I'm gonna play one more survivor game. Play one more survivor game, and then we're gonna try out the artist. Even with this guy's exhaustion perk, I would still say that the best exhaustion perk is Dead Hard still. Or yeah, so we know your perks. 2 seconds longer after getting hit, the speed boost. You can cover up other people's fuck-ups. You recover faster when in a boon circle. I'm not gonna go for you. I will go for you. And I'll go for you. Now let's read up on the lore. Alright. Jonah Vasquez saw the truth behind the veil. His gifted mind understood numbers in a way few could. Sunsets, architecture, a blade of grass. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, our killer left. Cool. Sunsets, architecture, a blade of grass. He saw more within them than eyes could gleam. He understood the language that explained them, mathematics, complex equations that continually played out around the universe to determine why and how we exist, structures, patterns, a law unbroken, physics. I already kind of like this guy, he seemed interesting. His gift would have been overlooked had his family's history of poverty continued for another generation, but some patterns are meant to deviate from their common course, and Jonah's father strived to better his family within every muscle he had. What started as a job picking fruit near Fresno, California, eventually led to him owning a small mangrove. Mangrove? It wasn't much, but it was enough to provide Jonah a stable childhood education. Okay. Though placed in advanced classes, there were few signs of Jonah's brilliance to his peers. He was a normal boy with a few close friends, a passion for baseball, and an interest in ancient civilizations. However, when he was alone, his mind turned to numbers, and these, to Jonah, were the most fascinating of marvels. He delved into Fibonacci and Riemann sequences and was soon poring over complex equations from history's leading mathematicians. On his 16th birthday, he received an unaddressed card. There was nothing within but the following numbers: 8, 25, 19, 44, 1, 20, 37, 69.85, 13, 2, 26, 11, 1. It was a puzzle. Perhaps a gift from his math teacher or a relative who knew of his penchant. Alright, this guy's story is seeming pretty interesting. I like it. I like him already. Seems cool. On my screen, I am just now looking at the artist. Or about to. Yeah. Arrive Crows, Forsaken Boneyard. I don't know yet about the balance for this map though. Oh shit. She can see my aura, she can see my aura. So you have to keep repelling or else she... You have to keep repelling unless she... Oh shit. I think that aura around the Cheryl means that she's being attacked by crows too. So it seems like this is the only certain gen. What are you doing here? I heard noises. Where is she? There she is. Okay, that's a bird. Okay, that's a crow going forward. If I got caught in that, my aura would be revealed. I can't go through. I can go through. I don't have to perk to cover up your fuck up, so just don't fuck up. I told you not to fuck up. You have to. Yes, okay, good. Sorry, I got nervous for a moment. Oh shit. Yeah, that's how it works, huh? You know, I always did. Oh shit. I always did kind of want a killer that was Raven based because a lot, like the crows, the idea of the crows has been around since the game existed, and I always did kind of want a killer that the crows were their power. I think Spies from the Shadows also makes like a good thematic addition to the artist because it just makes sense for her. You only hook 2 people once. And the slowdown perk only happens once he's hooked everyone once. So that slowdown perk where all the gens get blocked by the entity once everyone's been hooked once seems very like if you don't have a good start, then that might be a waste of perk slot. Besides, should get a thing. Pallet. We got an LT here. I can't heal myself all the way. Maybe I would have if I shit on the tap. Oh, I got it. Cool. I can't blind. I can't do it. Shadow Step and Circle of Healing. Alright, they brought that. Oh, they brought all boons. They brought every boon in the game. Oh, right here. Recover faster, no aura, better healing. Everything here. Alright, I'm just gonna wait around a bit to get my exhaustion back. It seems like with those crows you would want to do them towards gens because you already see the aura of gens as a killer. And they're always coming from her spot, from her location. Don't you dare leave it to me. Was he exposed? Stay here. No, let me help. Let's just get out. Let's get out. It's fine, it's fine. She's never hooked before. About to be done, Cheryl. Okay. Yeah, you can get saved here, whatever. Whatever you want. There's the basement. I haven't been to that side of the map yet. got a main building, which is there. We got a... Okay, this is a clever way to hide a cow shed. What the fuck? Why is there sand here? Okay, that's not supposed to be there. Interesting. Yeah, that's a glitch. Behavior, fix your game. No, I'm kidding. It's fine, as long as we know better. Oh fuck! Shit. Shit briskets. Alright, let's get another. Let's try getting another chest. Let's recover my exhaustion. With this guy's lore, it seems pretty interesting so far. He's just a gifted kid. I do kind of agree with his outlook on the world, like his very rational, mathematic kind of view. I find it interesting. Get too far away. Well, I can bless something. So if anyone goes down, if anyone's slugged here, might be able to help this guy if he gets down. Maybe. Nope, shoot face. No, bad on me. Bro? I'm not healed, so if I'm just gonna get down. Broken face. Down. Breaking face again. Okay. Might go down here. Oh, she wasted it. Oh, you get exhaustion even if... Oh, you tried it. You get exhausted even if you're injured and you go down. So every gen that isn't done should be blocked right now, if she has the perk. On my screen, I'm just now getting, I'm just now selecting my, like, load, my build, whatever. Not a good time to get healed. She killed one person. If you're close enough, if someone died here, you can't hook me there. There's like no hooks on this map. gate. Why are you blessing that? You go to a gate now. Fuck. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm dead. You look ugly. Fuck you. Oh, but I do get to recover faster at least. No, no, no. Twistic isn't that? Fuck. I can't get up. Turn to the X gate. Almost too far. Alright, so let's move on to the artist. As soon as I finish up his lore, I'll just skim over the parts that I already read. Alright, so he's like an analytical person. He's like a misunderstood kid, sort of. He has a very complex interest in math. And then on his 16th birthday, he receives an unaddressed card, a puzzle, with this code on it. Very specific numbers. I don't know why they chose these numbers. Behavior. It was a puzzle, perhaps a gift from his math teacher or a relative who knew of his penchant for solving brain teasers. But somehow this was different. While he immediately recognized the GPS coordinates, quickly discovering they led to a location in Chile, the other numbers meant nothing to him. Every attempt he made led to failure. Over time, he abandoned the puzzle, convinced it was flawed. He went on to university and at graduation was hired as a codebreaker by the CIA. God. On his first day, written in his employee handbook were the numbers from years ago: 825, 19, 44, 1, semicolon, dash 20.37, comma, negative 69.85, semicolon, 13, 2, 26, 11, 1. A tension in the back of his neck materialized, a feeling that he was being toyed with. He returned to the puzzle only to discover that his years of experience would reveal no new information. He couldn't dwell on it, he had a job to do. He was put to work at deciphering messages from signal stations around Europe. Achieved footage found that for 23 years, dozens had been operating in an unknown capacity. Simply blinks of light hid complex codes that revealed... Hi, Katya. Maybe if I refresh my own page, it'll come back. No, it's still pretty behind. Damn. Simple blinks of light hid complex codes that revealed disjointed information. It wasn't much to go on, but he discovered the messages seemed to involve powerful and wealthy individuals from around the globe. Interesting. The project was abruptly shut down. All agents involved were transferred to other assignments. Jonah was moved to a covert task force in the newly formed democracy of Guantanamo, where he intercepted and decoded messages from bands of rebels. His work enabled the U.S. to target numerous rebel locations, then the bombs dropped. It was discovered too late that the messages were decoys. Civilian casualties were staggering, the true numbers covered up by the officials. Jonah blamed himself. He saw firsthand the damage done and the families torn apart. He took a leave of absence but remained in Quintana. Surveying the damage, he had to do something. He cashed in his favors with one of the CIA's digital security experts and infiltrated the rebellion's computer network. Um, from there, he took stock of the numbers and made changes he thought no one would notice. Small amounts of money were siphoned from the rebels to those who lost their homes and loved ones. It seemed like a smooth play, undetectable and bloodless, until the day the gunshots rang through his suite. Jonah hit the floor as glass shattered and holes punched through his walls. Grabbing his laptop, he broke his kitchen window, and leapt to the neighboring building's roof. Before he could even rub his throbbing ankles, the small house exploded into flames. He ran, not looking back. He climbed down to the alley, made his way to the slums, and concealed himself among rickety shanties of cardboard and rotting wood. A week later, he arrived at an American embassy, exhausted, desperate, and defeated. Before he could take a breath, he received a call from his chief officer at the CIA. Was it worth it? You over this crusade of yours? He felt powerless, and so he returned his focus to what was simple, what was black and white, numbers. Uh, his chief officer gave him a new assignment, one classified to all but a few. His research on the signal stations had reached someone high up, and the project was reopened under a veil of secrecy. Jonah dedicated his time to deciphering the codes, partly out of fascination and partly to forget the guilt that resided within him. What started with signal stations led him to something even more baffling: horror podcasts. What? In the stories of campfire thrillers and slasher tales from around the world were carefully concealed codes, sometimes numbers, sometimes words. Each time, as if being a secret password or handshake, he found the following message: sacrifice is rebirth. Hidden in the code was information on a network of powerful people, all working towards what he didn't know. There was chatter of summonings and rebirths, sacrifices, and hunts. What's wrong with my... Sorry. Jonah assumed much of it was a red herring, attempting to mislead. Up late that night, he analyzed another code, this time concealed in a story of vampires. That what he deciphered sent a chill through his spine. 82519 hit his code. Fuck. Go on the other screen. Okay. Um, the numbers had returned. They haunted him. He saw them when he closed his eyes. They clung to his sleepless mind, begging for attention. He checked the coordinates as he had years ago. It was nothing but a Chilean graveyard. He logged into the CIA database and searched the history of the location. Only one hit came up: a cold case where bodies were found in the area, the corpses eaten by hundreds of crows. Jonah couldn't let the mystery go on any longer. The numbers had followed him all his life, and he was ready to follow them. Knowing his chief officer wouldn't approve, he booked a ticket to Chile without anyone's knowledge. It was time to see what was so special about the coordinates. Less than 24 hours later, he arrived at negative 20.36, negative 69.85, 69. He found himself under the sweltering sun, standing in the graveyard of a ghost town. There was nothing but dust and bones. Jonas spit into the dirt and puzzled over the number once more. He slumped next to an old grave under eyes of a watchful crow. He missed home. He missed the mangrove. He missed the time before the complexities of the universe came crashing down. Mangrove being where he grew up, because I skimmed over like the first two paragraphs. There were similarities to Fresno, the dry heat, the sunset that cast an orange glow on the dusty ground, but it wasn't a home, not to him. He looked at it from the eyes of a man who didn't belong in this place, and then Jonah understood. He was analyzing the code from his own experiences, his own view of the world. There was so much he overlooked. With feverish devotion, he considered what the numbers could signify for other cultures. Ancient Egyptian measurements, Persian currencies, and antiquated calendars. He finally understood. He sifted through his knowledge of ancient civilizations before coming to the Tinerian calendar. Plugging in the numbers as dates, he converted the first half of them over to the Gregorian calendar. He wasn't prepared for the number it would reveal, his birthday. Shit. The world spiraled around him. With sweaty palms, he calculated the remaining numbers. It gave him another date, today. The code, it was about Jonah, at this location, at this moment. His hands shook, his heart pounded against the ribs. Was he part of a prophecy, or had someone led him down this path? He didn't know. For once, numbers no longer made sense. Heavy fatigue came over him, and the world shifted in impossible ways. He knew the equations behind nature. He knew what he saw couldn't be. He witnessed his father's mangrove beyond the desert and felt overwhelming comfort. Crows cawed in the distance, and the smell of citrus. What's wrong with my throat? I'm saying too much. Crows cawed in the distance, and the smell of citrus wafted on the breeze. He considered that he was once more a child, and the numbers nothing but a horrible dream. Trapped in nostalgic thoughts, he didn't notice the dark fog sweeping from the grass, swirling its way towards him. Crows flew from the branches and screeching relentlessly, flying in a circle above. It was too late when he realized the scent on the breeze was no longer citrus, it was blood. That's a damn good story, honestly. I really like this guy. That was very compelling. Yeah, I skipped over 1, 2, 3, 4, because it was just detailing his background. Just how he was a normal-ish kid with a fascination with numbers. How it was like a language to him. How it was physics, essentially. And then he got a strange gift from a family member, which was a puzzle. And apparently all that led to his birthday, to this very moment where he's like trapped in some kind of desert place. I think that desert place is this newest map. Alright, now it's time to finally get into our new killer. Let's read up on her lore. A lot. But I actually need to pee first. Alright, so I feel like your lore is going to be a bit more interesting, artist. If not more so than just as. Because that was a pretty good, that was a pretty good short story for a character. Alright, Carmina Mora was a gifted artist who carried the guilt of her young brother's death. Growing up a rugged coastal village in southern Chile, she sketched the sublime landscapes of Patagonia. Sitting outside, she painted dramatic fjords while feeding the crows nested in the tree next to the house. She grew up carrying the guilt of her mother's sudden departure. Her father blamed Carmina for her mother's abandonment, which added to her grief. She became the caretaker of Matthias, her little brother, despite still being a child herself. Was gifted artist who carried the guilt of her young brother, and she also, I guess, she also had another little brother. Um, okay. A year later, Carmina was painting with Matthias outside when the telephone rang. Her father remained in the yard drinking his beer. Carmina rushed to the house to answer the phone and hung up a few seconds later. When she returned outside, Matthias was nowhere to be seen. She asked her father, but he had paid no attention to Matthias. She called her brother's name. Hold on, I didn't. My brain just. It shut off for a moment. Her brother remained in the yard drinking his beer. Carmina rushed to the house to answer the phone and hung up a few seconds later. When she returned outside, Matthias was nowhere to be seen. She asked her father, but he had paid no attention to Matthias. She called her brother's name, looking for him everywhere. While searching, she saw a bright red coat floating on the narrow creek by the house, Matthias' jacket. She jumped into the creek and found him floating on the surface with vacant eyes, unblinking. He had fallen and drowned. Her scream tore the sky. Her father found Carmina sobbing on the creek's shore, clutching her brother's body in her arms, surrounded by a murder of crows. Her father snatched Matthias' body away from her, and she cried until her voice broke. Shit, I feel like my voice might break soon. The following morning, the world was cloaked in darkness. Her father did not say a word because he did not have to. Carmina knew it was all her fault. Months passed, yet her loss was as fresh as morning dew. Morning dew, cool. Crippled with self-loathing, she could no longer paint. Without Matthias, life had no meaning. On the bleak morning of Matthias' birthday, Carmina walked to a narrow bridge several blocks away from home. She was convinced that nothing could bring her relief. Her mother was gone, her brother was dead, and her father blamed her for all of it. She was convinced that she had nothing left to live for. Carmina walked to the railing of the bridge that stood over the turbulent river. Locals had nicknamed the spot Death Leap. Oh, she's about to kill herself. Several cars drove by Carmina, but none stopped. No one seemed to care. She climbed over the railing and her legs wobbled as she stood on the lip of the bridge. She looked down, watching the fierce river smash into the giant boulder. She closed her eyes. See you soon, Matthias. There's no spacing right here. There should be. Where the eyes and see begin. Suddenly a cacophony of caws filled the sky. Carmina opened her eyes and saw a black cloud of feathers flying toward her. The cloud split open and glossy black crows dove from the sky. One landed on her shoulder and stared intently into Carmina's eyes as if peering into her soul. Her grip on the railing loosened and the crow cawed raucously? Raucously. Carmina stared at the crow, confused. Another crow landed on the railing, then another. Soon a flock of crows were covering the railing of the bridge, staying close to her. She felt their heavy stare on her, calculative and enigmatic, as if they were assessing her. She looked down for a second, and a thunder of caws interrupted her dark impulse. The crows seemed to care about her well-being, and she dangled over the edge. With the wind blowing through her raven hair, Carmina felt akin to them. For the first time since Matthias had died, Carmina did not feel alone. She returned home, giving life another chance. The crows left, but Carmina suspected that if anything happened to her, they would return. Inspired by her ordeal, Carmina picked up a brush. In the weeks that followed, she painted her experience using black ink to depict the death leap with a black cloud of feathers, the murder of crows that saved her life. The experience was transformative and launched her signature black ink surrealist art. After several years, some color pierced the darkness, and the shift of medium expanded her art form. She painted large-scale murals on busy street corners, designed grandiose costumes, and recited militant poetry. Carmina's art displayed local, intimate tragedies on a large scale, making them impossible to ignore, and everyone she performed, crows followed. Everywhere she performed. Her performance grew bold and drew the attention of artists who found her style invigorating. She grew close to a group of painters who understood her iconoclastic vision. Iconoclastic. Never heard of that word before. Her performance launched the large-scale surrealist movement, which became a phenomenon. Her renown grew enough to attract the commission of multinational enterprise, the VAC label. Carmina interested the group, discovering that they gifted art pieces to select disreputable congressmen. VAC's commissioned artists seemed to disappear afterwards. Oh. Determined to expose the group's link to corrupt politics, Carmina accepted VAC's commission. The following week, Carmina painted a giant mural on Cemetery Columbarium, displaying the VAC label logo as a surreal Grim Reaper harvesting the fields of Chilean families. She wore a theatrical dress as she painted, on which she had stitched a poem about political revolution. The piece sparked a radical debate about corruption. The controversy painted a target on Carmina's back. After receiving anonymous death threats, she took refuge in her father's house, bringing along her closest friends for safety. My throat feels weird. I've been speaking too much. That night, a gang of masked gunmen broke into the house. They swiftly subdued Carmina and her friends, threw them in a van, and drove off. And her friends. Are they talking about the crows? Why would they abduct crows? The following morning, a dry breeze blew sand on Carmina's face, awakening her. She was seated in a chair in the middle of the desert, and her legs tied and her hands handcuffed. Her friends were lying on the ground, tied up, so probably not crows. A shadow fell over her face. Carmina looked up. A man dressed in a long robe with his face hidden in a dark hood approached her. He pulled a silvery knife from his robe. He grabbed her hands and recited a hymn in an unfamiliar language. Carmina held this gaze. He paused and brought down his blade with a sudden blow. She cried in agony as her friends woke to a terrible sight, Carmina's severed hands falling in the sand. Yea. The hooded man smiled in satisfaction. How are you going to paint now? Carmina cursed and screamed at him, wriggling against her bonds. The man grabbed Carmina's chin. She spit in his face. He grunted and pried her mouth open, pulling out her tongue. Oh god. Carmina struggled against her handcuffs in a violent blow. He chopped off Carmina's tongue. She howled in anguish. The man wiped his blade on his robe, leaving a trail of blood. How are you going to recite poems now? Sorrow swelled in Carmina's chest, sharper than pain. Overwhelmed by uncontrollable rage, grief, and loss overcame her senses. She had lost her little brother, and she had lost the only way to cope with such pain. Carmina screamed like on the day her brother died. Raucous crows echoed through the wasteland. The sky was obscured by a cyclone of dark clouds. Black feathers fell on Carmina's bleeding arms. She looked up and saw a torrent of crows erupting from the clouds, diving on the hooded man. I thought they were in a car. As the ravenous crows pecked at his flesh mercilessly, Carmina smiled, watching her surrealist art becoming alive. But her heart lurched with rage when she saw the crows move on to their next target, her friends on the ground. Okay, no, they were not. Other crows. She screamed as waves of pain, guilt, and fright overwhelmed her, but it was in vain. The ravenous crows were uncontrollable. Darkness fell over her eyes, and her friends' agonizing screams grew more acute. Death was coming, and again it was her fault. A deep black fog engulfed her. Huh. What do I think of this? Alright, well, I think her lore is extremely fascinating. She's an artist. She's a creative type, and she used art as a coping mechanism. And then when she tried to out some kind of corrupt faculty within the art community, or a subsect of it, they punished her for it. Why exactly crows, though? I feel like crows in this story could have been replaced with anything else. I mean, I'm not complaining. But hey, can't complain, yeah. Yeah, I know your birds. I think I will test. I'll try Scourge Hook. Increase the time dire crows stay idle before disintegrating by 4 seconds. Increase the time dire crows stay idle for. No, I'm gonna go with no add-ons for now. Alright, so she's a creative type and he's more of an analyst. I see the correlation you're going with. The behavior's going with. And I kinda like it. I like both those characters. Alright, but we really should get... I don't know how long Killer Game's gonna take, honestly. The queue. Hopefully soon. Can you go over here for once, please? Yeah, well, you know, I can't really decide which one I like more. If I had to, then maybe the Survivor's lore. Because it seems more... It has a sense of finality. Hers feels a lot more open-ended. Like there is a disconnect between when she becomes this semi-monster thing and when she's taken and becomes this monster thing. Because she doesn't really seem entirely human. Like she's been at least partially transformed. I don't really feel that kind of disconnect with man whose name I can never remember. Hold on. There's also a little bit of a disconnect between her lore and her map. I always assumed it was just her painting, but it doesn't really outright say that, or allude even. Non-conformist dressed. Sharp pallet blade. I feel like skins for you is gonna be really interesting though. Yeah, well, this part is gonna be kind of boring because I just kind of need a game for the footage. You guys don't have to worry about it because I'm gonna leave chapters. I didn't want to queue as I was reading in case I got cut off. But yeah, these killer queue times when a new killer is out is painful. I deal with it, so you don't have to. Now give me money. Where's my phone? I think I need to pee again, actually. Wow. I'm glad I finally have a game. I feel like her perks don't really translate that into. I feel like her perks might not really translate to like the idea of being an artist, like a creative kind of person. Maybe the last one. The last one with like the like revitalized totems or whatever they're called. I do want to play a second game with her at least, like not just one. But if it takes too long, then I might just do one. Because I do want to try all of her things. Oh shit, you know what I should have done? I should have gotten some, oh, she like summons into her and starts cool. It's a weird looking hand, honestly. Okay. So you hold it, and you right click, and then you can summon two, I suppose? Okay then. Why is this like there's like a shroud around me. Okay, so you can summon 3 at a time. Sure, break it. Just slap it. She kicked with both legs. Interesting. Kind of like I guess that was kind of like how a bird used its talons. Hello. Get anyone with that power. It looks like a strange looking claw, honestly. I don't really think I can do this in like. Oh, got one. Okay, I got Bill here. Got you. So you're a little bit of range and a little bit of recon. Okay, but I have an attack. I have a recovery time for when I do it. I can't attack right after. Nope. I think your little kicky animation is a little silly though. Kicky. How wide is it? See your aura, I see the aura of the crows. Okay, so we got a little bit of Pyramid Head with you too. A little bit of Pyramid Head mechanics. There's no... Oh, there was a Scourge Hook near. Fuck. What happened to my stream? Okay, good. I came back. Odd. Is it map wide? Seems like it. higher, you're a bit harder to do. You're a bit harder than Pyramid Head. A little bit less intuitive. Gotcha. That hurt him though. Interesting. I don't know why he gave up though. Scourge right here. Wait, I don't think I ever kicked that. Shit. You don't go up, right? Why are you here, dude? Why are you here? Are you simping? Are you simping for me? How is my night going? I mean, he's wiggling out. My night's going alright. I'm a little bit hungry again. And I don't know if I want to fight something. I've recovered. I didn't even see my movement speed stat. This feels like one. This feels like a 4.4. Oh, what is that run animation? God. A little weird. She's a little bit weird. I am gonna buy some blood points for her. See if we can get something cool out of you. Or at least your primary perks. Increase Birds of Torment cooldown by 1.5 seconds after Dark Pro disintegrates from inactivity. Increase Birds of cooldown time by 0.5 seconds after Dark Pro takes flight. Can we go to another map? I have to admit, her gameplay is a little bit strange, but it's gonna take a little bit getting used to. I do kind of like her vibe, her aesthetics at least. Like, I like her survivor, how he is like in how he opposes her in a way. I do wish they would break a totem, cleanse a totem, so I can try this one out. I'm gonna get a snack actually. it's so loud. Just turn down my stream if you think you're too loud. This is going to be my last game. For I hope obvious reasons. Wolf, huh? Poisonous chicken, scary mask, J Fox. Let's see if this map offering even works. One question though. Let's see how we work on a normal map. First, bird, bird, bird. Go. Nice. Here we go. Stall time. wasting my time? Fuck you up, dude. Set up a boon. Try out some more scourge hooks. I'm off to a better start on this game. I'm gonna be saying gotcha a lot because it feels a little bit more rewarding than Pyramid Head's pain beam. Sometimes. Not really getting in your body or totems or anything. It is really nice being able to just check if someone's on a generator. There. There. And there. Nothing. It does work in like a beam, so I like what I did there. I made him walk into it, scaring him. I like what I did there. That was some big brain shit. I enjoyed doing that. I got 3 stacks of my stall power or stall perk. Back in a moment. How far is the reach though on the crows? I want to put you on a scourge hook. I think it still is affected even if they die on it. I don't think I've ever hooked you. Maybe. sort of, I mean, barbecue and chili is one of those perks that just benefits anyone, but I feel like she especially may not need it because of what her power simply is. I don't know what I missed. So I already got my gridlock. That's not what it's called, but I'll call it that for now because I don't remember the actual title of the perk. Did I hit everyone? I think I hit everyone. Shit. I think I hit everyone with my bird. Birds. Someone's going to him. Not doing so hot, honestly. I had a good start, but I don't know if I'll be able to finish up. Sacrificed himself for me. He gave me a mercy kill. Well, not too bad, not too good. Alright then. Well, she is certainly not hateable. GG. Thanks for the kill. Alright, well. That about does it for me. I'm gonna end the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, which I'm hoping you are, I'm ending the video now, the VOD. But I'm gonna end the stream in like a couple more minutes once I know that we're good. So for now, this is goodbye. Bye bye bye.